Hello, this is Annalisa from Faith Dream Create, and welcome back to my channel. You are watching my fall card series for 2021. So for today's card, I'm going to be creating a Halloween card because Halloween is this weekend and we are coming to the end of October, which is just crazy to me. I feel like this month has just gone by so quickly, and this is the second to last card in my fall card series. There will be one more card after this, but for the card I'm using the Emboss It pen by Ranger. I'm using the clear, and I'm just going ahead and adding it around the edges here of my slimline card, and then I'm using the Lawn Fawn glow in the dark embossing powder and putting it over that, and this is going to give me a light up card, a glow in the dark card, and just add a fun element to the card. And when it's in the dark, it actually makes the images kind of glow as well. Like you can see them because of the glow of it. I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, so you're gonna see this card unfold. And so I'm getting that powder on there, and then I'm going to heat set this and get that glow in the dark powder all ready to go. And yes, so next week I am going to be starting my Christmas card series, so stay tuned for that. So now that the embossing powder is all set, I'm using the Simon Says Stamp stencil called Skeleton Faces, and it's a super mini set, and I'm just using some Distress Oxide inks to ink this stencil up. And I'm going to be creating a rainbow skeleton card along this slimline card. So I don't really like the spooky aspect of Halloween. I like the cutesy, fun aspects. It's just how I roll. I think it can be a fun holiday, but I don't really like the spooky and the scary and all of that. So I was thinking, and I got this skeleton, and I was like, what can I do? So why not create a rainbow? So taking all of the different Distress Oxide inks in the rainbow and stenciling them up. And I think it's this one. The stencil got like tangled a little bit, so this skeleton is muscular. You don't even really notice it unless you look really closely, but one of his arms is bigger. That's okay. So yeah, just continuing that rainbow. And so what I was saying earlier, with the glow in the dark border around it, when you have it in the dark, it somehow like makes the colors, you can see the colors glow too, kind of, but they're not glowing, just like lights up the card. Finishes it off, brings another element, and it's super, super fun. I just love seeing these skeletons line up, and as the colors come together, it is just so fun. So I went ahead and cleaned the stencil off in between the different colors. So this is a very fine detailed stencil, so just be aware of that and be careful that the pieces don't get tangled. And definitely a tip would have been to use a smaller brush. I need to find my smaller brushes in my collection, but I kind of like how the little lines were up above and below these skeletons because it just added that extra color as well. So I don't have a bunch of sentiments in my stash that say Happy Halloween. I have a few mini stamps, but I could not find them. So what I did is I printed off this sentiment from my computer, and at first I was trying to see if I could transfer it with the pencil, but it wasn't working. So I took a permanent marker, and this is super thick cardstock, and I started tracing the text with the permanent marker, and it started to bleed through. So I continued to do this and get that sentiment on there until it was clear on there, and then I could go over it again. Now I did not have any bleed through from the front of the card to the back of the card because, like I said, this is super thick. And you could definitely do this if you were going to like adhere it on top or something if you didn't have super thick cardstock. But I think this is a fun way to get a sentiment that you might not have. I could have definitely just added that over the skeletons, but I did not want to lose their legs and that effect of the skeletons. So then once it was transferred, I just went over it again with the marker so that it was all fancy and you can see it clearly, and you're going to see here. So there was no bleed through. So I thought that was a really fun way to do that, and I hope that I remember to do this in other videos if I need to. And then I'm just adding the faces in with some black soot distress oxide inks and switching it up with the faces. There's 3 different faces that it comes with. Blending those on. So, yes. Do you celebrate Halloween or do anything for Halloween in your country? And if you do, what are your favorite things about Halloween? And if you don't celebrate Halloween, do you have other traditions during the October season? So there are all the faces. Anyways, let me know those comments, those answers, and comment down below some of your traditions for Halloween or another tradition that your country has during this season. So I felt like it just needed a little bit more, so I'm taking the pops of color from scrapbook.com. They are exclusive to scrapbook.com. They are similar to Nouveau drops but different, and I'm taking one in each color of my skeletons, and I'm just adding a little heart on there because I just wanted to add something else, and I really like how this turned out. Gives it that finishing touch. And I didn't want to add a whole lot to the white area, so it was just really fun to add this heart onto these skeletons and bring a little love into Halloween. And once the hearts are all on there, that is going to finish up my card for today. So I am getting this up before Halloween to give you some inspiration if you want to create any Halloween cards as a last minute thing before Halloween gets here. But I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you did, give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel. I would appreciate it, and I would love for you to join me here on this crafting journey. And happy Halloween, and bye for now.